Here's a couple of ways to deal with PCB footprints in KiCAD. When you don't have the right footprint in the first place, you might realize, oh, I actually needed a different footprint, or I need to modify the existing one slightly. And how do I keep the design flow intact between schematic and PCB so both sides know what footprint we're using? Here's a simple design I've been working on with a couple of parts. Let's say we want to place a schematic component and we're going to put a potentiometer, and we choose this US style of resistor, add it into the design. We need to make sure there's a footprint assigned, and we can do that a couple of ways. We can go into this tool here to assign footprints. First, we should make sure all the parts are annotated, so no question marks on these reference designators. We could either edit that directly and assign it a number, or if we just go into this tool, assign PCB footprints to symbols, it will just force us to annotate, and we can just do it this way. And it brings us into the footprint editor, where this potentiometer is now called RV1. So there's no footprint assigned to RV1, and what we can do is go to the footprint libraries on the left, and there's potentiometer through hole, and then over here the actual footprints in the library. And it would be nice to see what they are. So let's open this viewer. Now we can click through those potentiometers and choose what we think we want. Now let's say we have one like this, as opposed to offset. And if we look at this grid down here, right here to here is a distance of 2.54 millimeters, 0.1 inch spacing. So let's say we think this is good for what we want. We've selected this part, so we double click, and now that is assigned. We could also do this in bulk. There's more potentiometers up here. So if we select all of these and then double click, now those are all that same potentiometer. But let's say we don't want to do this in bulk. Let's cancel out. We can also just hit E to edit this. So the footprint here is not assigned. We can click in there, then go to this library icon, and we get to a similar library browser. So we go down to through-hole potentiometers, and again we can browse, and we find what we think we want, double click, and then that's assigned, so we can OK that. So we continue on with our design, assigning all the footprints we think we need, and when we're done, we click to generate a netlist. Then once we save the netlist, we can go on over to PCB New to edit the board, and everything's good. But what if right away from this stage of just assigning a footprint to the schematic, what if we know that this is kind of close, but it's not exactly what we want? Maybe we want a bigger part outline because the pins are correct, but it's in the wrong shape. Or maybe we know the drill size here is actually wrong and we want to make it bigger or smaller. So let's go to this footprint editor and go choose that potentiometer footprint. And we probably don't want to modify the existing KiCAD library, so we want to either export this as an individual part and just assign it to our design, or actually create a custom library that we can put all of our modified parts in. So let's make our changes. Let's say we know this hole size is wrong. It's the wrong drill diameter. So we click the pad and E for edit. The hole size is 31.49 mils. Let's say we wanted this to be 35 mils. So now the hole is slightly larger, and we keep everything else the same just for this example. We OK it. And we do the same for the other two pads, making them 35. So now we need to save this, but we don't want to overwrite existing KiCAD libraries because this part is still intended for some other specific component. So we can either export this as an individual component and then manually use that in a design, or we could actually create our own new custom library where we can put multiple parts that we change like this. So we can go to File and Export Footprint, and we are in our project folder. So let's give this a unique name, Test Pot 1. And this is a KiCAD mod file format for just this part. So we save that. But at the same time, let's also save a copy in a whole new library because we're going to plan to change a whole bunch of parts over time. So File, and we can say Save As, and just pick a library to put that part in and rename it. But instead, let's say new library. So this is a pretty file format, and let's save this in our project current folder for now. Call it underscore, just so it will sort at the bottom of our list and we can find it easily. Test library. And we can make this global so other projects can use it, or project specific. So now down at the bottom, which is why I put an underscore so we can easily get to it, we have a new empty library called test library. So now we can save the component as, give it a name, testpot2, and choose to save it in test library. Now down here in test library, we have this customized pad copy of this footprint. So let's get out of this footprint editor. Now when we click to edit this part, we can go and choose from test library this testpot2, and now this one has the correct drill diameter on those through-hole pins. So now we go on, complete our design, and do a netlist, bring it into the PCB, and go and edit the board. And when you're overdoing a PCB, only then you might actually realize, hey, wait a minute, one of these footprints I'd like to change. And again, there's nothing already in the KiCAD libraries, so you're going to have to modify it and customize it. For example, right here, there's the potentiometer, and in comparison to these 0.1-inch headers, you can sort of see at a glance, wait a minute, the drill holes here are bigger on these headers than the potentiometers. And if by chance you happen to know, because you've already got a PCB with that same 0.1-inch header footprint, and you've got one of these potentiometers, you put the potentiometer in this footprint on an existing board or something, and you notice, hey, that fits actually perfect. And if those holes were any smaller, it probably would be a struggle. So yeah, let me double check. You can just click right on a pad and select the pad and then edit. And you can see the hole size here is 31.49 on the pot. You go up and compare it to this 0.1-inch header, 39. So this one is bigger. And you decide, hey, I want them to be 39 on the potentiometer as well. So you need to customize it, but you're already in the PCB design. So from here, if you click to select the whole part and then edit, we could change footprint if we already knew we had one somewhere that works. Or we can edit and then we can save it somewhere else if it's customized, just like when we're in the schematic. So if we say edit library footprint, that opens up the current potentiometer library part from KiCAD. And here, once again, we already know now we want these drill holes to be around, say, 39 instead of 31.5. We make those changes. And if we wanted to change anything else, we could. For example, let's say we wanted the silkscreen outline, which is this cyan right here. If we click that, we can see down here the layer is front side silkscreen, so that's what we want. Let's say we wanted to just enlarge this, so we drag that over, whatever it is that we're doing. And we bring this line over to match. Same with the top. And maybe we don't care about these other outlines because those don't show up on a final PCB anyway. And by the way, the actual copper diameter is unchanged. All we did was make this center drill hole opening bigger. So now we have less copper here on this annular ring. So we may want to increase that. What's the annular ring? It's this copper portion outside the drill hole. So how do you figure out what you want? A quick way is if you already know a board shop that you're going to get boards made at, you can go and look up their specifications. So let's just think about this. We increased it from 31.5 to 39. So we made this hole 7.5 mils bigger. Let's just say then we want to add 4 more mils to each side. So a total of 8 mils for the overall diameter. So that would be the size of X for this pad. So 8 more mils, let's make this 64, and now we still have the same 39 drill, but more copper here. You can see the dramatic difference. Make them all a 64 diameter overall copper pad. We can either export this individual footprint, but we already now have a custom library, so let's save as. we're going to give it a unique name, pot 39 drill. And we're going to save it in test library. So now down in our test library, we have this new component we just made, and we have this original one where we didn't change the silk or the overall copper width, but we made the hole size 35 instead of 31. So that's there as well. And this way we can keep track, we don't destroy any existing footprints, and we can continue using these in future designs. They're not limited to this PCB layout. So now we have made a new footprint. We didn't update this. This is still the old one. We could update it. So if we edit the part, we can change footprint, and we can select this to change any footprints that have this original KiCAD potentiometer. So all 4 pots. We'll change it to test library, this one that we just made. So now we apply, and now you can see suddenly there's more silk screen, and these are bigger pads, and it's all 4 pots. The only problem is, if we ever go back to the schematic now, these potentiometers, if we edit, it still has that original KiCAD one. So if we come in here, let's say we add some more stuff, and then we generate a net list and go to the PCB, it's going to give us these original footprints again. So if we load netlist, there may be some options here. Maybe we can try to configure this so that we don't overwrite whatever we did here manually, but that's messy. And in some tools, you can back annotate. So we made changes on here. We could kind of generate a backwards netlist into the schematic and update it, but I don't think KiCAD directly supports that. So we would want to forward annotate from the schematic. So instead of what we just did, where we updated those footprints in the PCB, we'll just go into this assign PCB footprint thing and select those potentiometers. And now go to our test library and double click the footprint we just made. Now in the schematic, it's updated. We can double check by editing the part, and there's our new part. Now everything is going to be synchronized. If we generate netlist, go back to the PCB, and then load netlist, update the PCB. So it brought in this new part that we were playing around with, but otherwise, now these are still under control. We can see this is the new part that we just brought in from the schematic, and everything is synchronized. If we ever want to make design changes, we can do what we want here, netlist them over to the PCB, and we don't accidentally change a footprint. So there's a couple of ways we can deal with making minor changes to an existing PCB footprint without accidentally destroying the existing KiCAD library parts, and maintaining synchronization between schematic and PCB so all design changes are tracked and the board updates are what we expect them to be without surprises. If you found this helpful, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. I'll see you on the next video.